Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really fascinating, bee venom therapy, epitherapy.
Right. It's ancient, but the science around it, well, that's where things get interesting.
Yeah, our sources show this amazing history, but also some, let's say, real contradictions with modern findings. So our mission is to unpack that for you.
Exactly. It's a perfect example of, traditional practice meeting scientific investigation. We'll see where the evidence really lands today.
Okay, so history first. We're talking, what, over 6,000 years? Ancient Egypt?
That's what the record suggests. And you hear these stories, Charlemagne, Ivan the Terrible, supposedly using it for things like joint pain.
Right, so it's been around forever, but how does that ancient use stack up now scientifically?
Well, to get that, you have to look at the venom itself. It's actually a complex neurotoxin.
Acidic.
Neurotoxin.
Sounds bad.
It can be. Its effects depend entirely on the components. Two big ones are melittin, that's like 40–60% of the dry weight, and phospholipase A2, maybe 12–15%. Now, here's the crucial part. They have this dual nature.
Dual nature, how so?
They cause the immediate pain, the swelling, the allergic reactions you associate with a sting, but they also show significant anti-inflammatory effects, anti-tumor, even neuroprotective properties in lab settings.
Wait, neuroprotective, like helping the brain?
Potentially. There's a component, apamin, that seems to block certain channels involved in Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease progression in some models.
Wow. So it hurts and helps, depending on...
Exactly. Depending on the dose, the context, how it's used, it's inherently dual.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What does the science actually say works? Because this is where, it gets really interesting in our sources.
Yeah, you hit on a key issue, the translational gap. It's huge here.
Meaning what works in a lab doesn't always work in people.
Precisely. So for neurological conditions like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, animal studies, very promising, neuroprotection seen.
But human trials?
Much less clear. Trials for related conditions, like MS, multiple sclerosis, largely inconclusive. And sometimes patients actually got worse.
Worse. Okay, that's a serious point. And what about the biggest contradiction we found? Cancer.
Ah, yes. Cancer. Some sources, specifically lab and animal studies, show, real anti-cancer potential. Inhibiting tumor growth, stopping spread.
It sounds amazing, but then...
But then, you look at other research, other reviews, and they state flat out, bee venom is ineffective for the treatment or prevention of cancer.
Whoa, totally opposite.
Completely. It says there's no scientific or clinical evidence for efficacy or safety in cancer. It really highlights how far early lab work is from actual human treatment.
So, okay. After all that, where does it actually have proven value? Is there anything?
Yes, there is one clear success story, thankfully, allergy desensitization.
Like getting allergy shots for bee stings.
Exactly. Bee venom immunotherapy. It works for about 95% of people allergic to bee stings. It's FDA approved in the U.S. for just this purpose.
Okay, that's specific and important to distinguish that from, say, honey.
Absolutely. Honey, especially certain types like Manuka honey, does have good scientific backing for wound healing. It's even a licensed medical product. Bee venom for wounds. The evidence just isn't comparable. Not at all.
Got it. Which brings us to safety. If it has these effects, good and bad, what are the risks you need to know about?
The number one risk, and it's a big one, is anaphylaxis. A severe, potentially fatal allergic reaction.
Right, so not something to mess around with lightly.
Definitely not. Treatment should only happen where there are emergency measures. Trained personnel, epinephrine, ready to go. Instantly.
And that high-risk profile, that's why it's often labeled experimental in places like the U.S. and Europe.
That's a major reason, yes. Despite its long traditional use elsewhere, the risk is significant.
Which kind of explains the patchy regulations globally. It's just for allergy treatment here, but more integrated in, say, South Korea or China.
Yeah, it reflects different medical systems and traditions. Plus, another challenge for wider acceptance is the venom itself.
How so?
Its composition varies, depending on the bees, the season, the location. It's hard to standardize, which is crucial for, modern drug development and approval.
Okay, so looking ahead then, where does this field go? What's next for bee venom?
Well, the obvious need is for more rigorous, large-scale human trials for conditions beyond allergies. That's critical.
But also maybe refining the venom itself?
Exactly. There's a lot of interest in using biotechnology, things like nanomodification, packaging the active parts in tiny delivery systems, or even gene technology.
To make it safer, more targeted.
Precisely. To isolate the beneficial effects, reduce the risks, aiming for a kind of precision medicine approach using these natural compounds.
So the journey of bee venom therapy, it really is this fascinating arc from ancient folk remedy to something being probed by cutting-edge science. It shows that tension, doesn't it, between traditional wisdom and modern proof.
It really does. We've learned a lot, but clearly there's so much more to figure out about nature's pharmacy.
Leaves you thinking. What stands out to you about how these traditional practices intersect with modern science? It's a big question for the future of natural compounds in medicine.